That's all. I did like bring more than I can.
Okay. Yeah, let us do that. We do whatever else we need for.
Sorry.
Residential house lots.
Oh, for sure.
Sure, yeah.
So you're trying to do well, I think we're gonna go ahead and get started.
Good idea.
So the under old business, we have one application, it's for 376 Woodland Avenue, CB 26054. It's a 4.4 acre lot to split along two 4 units, 4-unit dwellings to be built on this lot. And Dave Perry is here, as well as Jacob Fix. Could you can take about 3 to 5 minutes and explain those slides? Sharif isn't here. And I don't think I don't know what to do. Well, because at this point, we don't have the screen mirroring what we have on the, this is a logo. Yeah, does anybody understand how to do this?
I was just gonna maybe suggest
some workaround. If somebody can pull up the agenda, we can just put it on the screen. But if we just HDMI port in, it'll be fine. It looks great for everybody in the room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't have access to all that other stuff. You just get my board.
Yeah, and then you have access to the agenda. You can just
I
go through.
have it open
That'll
right
work.
now.
Thank you.
I can forward the same email to him that I sent to you and Roy.
I have the agenda, so if it's in the agenda,
Just,
I have your application on there.
Let's just pull that up and we'll go from there. It'll be okay.
Yeah.
start. Is that the application from the city? That should have the aerial photography in it, if it is.
I can pull up this site.
Yeah, just.
Or would you rather this?
Right there is good.
That's helpful.
Right there. Yep. Okay, good evening, everybody. My name is Dave Perry. I'm consulting on this zoning variance application for Jacob Fisk. Jacob, you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Jacob Fisk. I'm the owner of 376 Woodland.
Okay. So we have a variance application pending, CV 26054. Address is 370 and 376 Woodland. 370 is the south building, the lower building on that. Yep, thank you. And 376 is the north building. A bit of history on this. This building, both buildings were built by permit in 1971 under the AR1 zoning. The AR1 is pretty high density multifamily. And then 1973, the city did their model cities rezoning, where large areas of the Near East Side, Near East Commission area were rezoned to the R3 district, and then there have been subsequent area zonings of the NEAC area also, but in 1973, this apartment building, two apartment buildings became non-conforming in the R3 district. R3 is single family only. There are many non-conforming uses within the NEAC area, and this is one of them. So Jacob has two 4-family buildings on one parcel, built in 1971, then became R3. And the variance is for two purposes. Of significance, as an owner, Jacob has non-conforming uses. So variance number one is a variance to the R3 district to permit exactly what's there, but on separate parcels. So the use variance would be to split the lot and have one full family dwelling on each parcel. R3, again, single family district, so doing either legitimizing the 8 units or this requires a variance. Let me see scroll one more, let me see what else, or is that it? Okay, that's it.
Site plan.
Okay, so there's the survey drawing for splitting the parcel. It is splitting the two halves. You see the heavy dark line following the walk between the buildings. Yep, thank you for pointing that out. This variance application proposes to split the parcel to permit a 4-unit building on each parcel. So we have the use variance that I mentioned, and we also have a parking variance. There's kind of a random gravel parking area there now. I don't know the history of that, but I have the approved site plan from the permit in 1971, and what was approved was 8 spaces. At that time, it was parking, the parking code was 1 per unit. So a total of 8 spaces. What was approved at that time for the 1971 building permit was 8 parking spaces lined up parallel to the alley, so they would all maneuver independently into the alley. There should be, is there one other drawing in there with the site plan? Yep, there you go. There you go. Then, yep, that's it. Then blow that up a little bit, and let's get to the area. Yep, there we go. Okay, so what we propose to do is actually make 8 parking spaces rather than kind of random maneuvering around the gravel. This would be paved, brought up to code with pavement, brought up to code with the required landscape buffers north and south, the north and south ends, and a dumpster box with screening and so on. So this would bring, the variance would make the 2 4-unit buildings a permitted use rather than a non-conforming use, and the parking would be brought up to code in terms of paving and screening, landscaping, and the dumpster capacity. So the second variance is to reduce, because the parking code has changed. I think it's going to be 1.5 per unit. It has been for a long time. So that would be 6 per building at 4 units versus the proposal as this was originally approved with 1 per unit. So a total of 4 spaces per 4-unit building. So that's the zoning issue. If there are questions, Jacob can elaborate more on his experience with parking, but I've looked at photography, aerial photography over the years, and been by the property and so on, and it I've never seen more than 4 or 5 cars there, and so if the commission wants any other discussion of parking, Jacob can shed some other light on that also, but that's the proposal with this variance.
Thank you. How long have you owned this property?
I bought it late last year.
And refresh my memory, is there street parking on Woodland where this house, these units are located?
Yes, there is. There's street parking along Woodland on one side, and then there's also parking on Harvard that goes through to the alley to the back of the building.
Any questions from planning? Hearing no questions, Commissioner Lowenstein?
Are these 1-bedroom units?
Those are 2 bedroom.
They're 2? All right, so there's more, I only ask about that because there's more potential for there being 2 cars.
There's the potential, one thing, Roy, I know or Commissioner Lowenstein, I know we've talked about before, and that I've had come up in other of the urban commission areas. What has happened over many years is that people have fenced their yards to the alley and eliminated parking. Long time ago, when this area was developed, parking was to be off the alleys. Yards have been fenced to eliminate parking. Garages have been built that have become storage facilities, and they're not using parking. And quite honestly, which is perfectly fine, a lot of people like to park on the street in front of their house. But that's not something for Jacob to fix. There's parking capacity in the area. There's a preference of people to park on the street.
The only question I have, yeah,
Help me understand why the lot split.
I can speak to
Yeah,
that.
go ahead.
So the lot split, I guess the main reason for it is just because I'm holding these as rental properties, and the value does change and the terms change as far as loans go for long-term loans. And the loan rates for commercial versus residential is typically different from one another. And if I'm not going to change the buildings, I'm not adding units, I'm not doing anything besides enhancing the condition of the property, I think it would make sense just to essentially change it from zoning, change the zoning from commercial to residential to help benefit the rates of the property when I'm structuring my debt into long-term debt, to help the overall carrying costs be lowered so I can afford to keep the property. This is a long story short.
I mean,
That would be my answer also. Financing is, 8 units is considered a commercial loan. 4 units can be handled differently with financing, and honestly, at some point in time, if Jacob sells these, you're more likely to have an owner occupant with a 4-unit building than an 8-unit complex.
The rules also will change in terms of, I don't know if this is correct, but in terms of your requirements for trash, like if you only have 4 units, you can use city and you don't have to get a dumpster. There's some other, is that true?
So,
What's the number that you need in order to, right, there's a number of units.
city services, single and 2-unit buildings with the 90-gallon, the city is phasing out the 300 gallons.
Well, they're gone at this point.
Yeah, they're
but
right.
I know that if you have, I thought it was 4 units or less, you can still use the green city bins. You'll just get one for each of your units. But if you have more than 4 units, you're responsible for doing your own trash and you can't use the city.
Oh, no, the city will,
Right?
city will service 4, 8, or 200 unit complexes, but it has to be designed to the city standards in terms of capacity and capacity for once a week. So this would be city refuse service, but a dumpster is required at 4 units.
And then just a quick comment, I understand what you're saying in terms of the choices of the neighbors and not using their alleys for parking. Honestly, we're here to talk about this project, not about the choices that the neighbors have made. They're not here asking for variances for the project, so I'm not a big fan of using that as justification for the things that you're bringing towards us. So, thank you.
Well, I said that in the context of, I've had this come up on many variances over the years where a statement is made about there's inadequate parking, and there is not inadequate parking. The parking off the alley needs to be used. Everybody can't park on the street.
I'm going to start with, they did come to the Woodland Park meeting last month. The main concern was parking, because I brought up that you could essentially park 16 cars on that parcel if you go lot line to lot line and do it double stacked. because the primary concern with this parking in this area of Woodland Park is that there's only parking on the one on the west side of Woodland, and it has been a long time issue with parking, because the people on the east side of Woodland, you know, they have visitors too, so, I mean, all the parking is gone, pretty much. So, parking was the primary concern.
Did the Civic Association take a position on this?
There were some very strong words about the parking, and they were primarily against it due to, you know, 2-bedroom units, whether they're fully occupied or not, somebody's gonna have visitors, and you can park 16 on there if you do the stacked parking.
Yeah.
Right now,
Um,
how many spots are there? There's only 8.
Yeah, there is not 16 parking spaces.
Well, are there 8?
It's, there would be 8. It's undefined with the gravel area, but yes, there would be 8. On the Civic Association vote, they voted by the 2 variances. The vote was in favor of the use variance. And then, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was 1-3 on the parking variance.
I don't know, I don't have my notes with me, but I know the parking was pretty topic.
There was discussion about parking, but zoning and planning, think about this. Would 16 cars fit? Yes, with paving almost all the backyard, and then where does the dumpster go anyway?
Question for you, are you planning to plant the remainder of the gravel parking area? What would that become, lawn or
Yeah.
what?
This would be not that document, because that's the zoning site plan, but there will need to be a site compliance plan permit submitted through the city, and it will look like that. The gravel will have to be removed. The parking area will be, those 8 spaces will be paved, and the landscape buffers, north and south ends, would be installed, so that the gravel would be removed.
And you'll do what with it?
Grass.
Okay. That's what I was asking about. Anyone else on zoning have any questions, comments? Back to you.
Any community comments on this project? I'm going to open the floor for just general questions if anybody has it. Yes.
Are the units occupied right now?
6 of the 8 are occupied.
And they park in the back on the ground?
Yes. Some of them do. There's, I think the most I've seen there at one single time has been 5 since I've owned it. But the occupancy has changed and fluctuated.
And is it market rate rent?
Yes, everything's been market rate rent, anywhere from $900 to $1,300.
Any other questions?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, so I'm sorry, just looking at the description here, so we're talking about running these in compliance. It's not a new, construction, right? It's running what's there.
It's existing.
Yeah.
Out of the structure.
Well, what, if they didn't do this, what's going on now?
If we didn't change the zoning,
So this is, you just want to bring this compliance with the,
Could you speak louder so we can all hear?
you're not building anything new, right?
not building anything new.
Well, my question was, if the community group is against this, what's going on there now? Why would this make it worse or whatever?
They saw the parking variance and asked that it not only be in compliance at 1.5, but one of the speakers said that this property should provide 2 per unit, which is more than code. And that's a tough standard to meet when the city standard is X and plenty of properties aren't in compliance with that.
But I guess what I'm saying, my question is, if you didn't do this, you said they voted it down and didn't like it, what's going on now.
Yeah, in that scenario, it'd still stay 8 units, and the parking would still stay the exact same.
Okay,
Whoever would be living there would still be parking there. It just would be commercial zoning versus residential zone.
okay. So you're really not, I guess theoretically changing.
Yeah, just changing the zoning. That's it, not changing the structure.
Well, I guess, I mean, the commissioner there said that the political group was definitely against it or strongly against it. I didn't see where you were outside bringing what, a zoning compliance. What are you actually changing? So it's currently being used now? Oh, that's,
Just merely administrative.
thanks.
It's just merely administrative, essentially.
And if he didn't need the lot split, he wouldn't be, which is what gave the civic the opportunity to weigh in. If he didn't need anything changed, we never would be talking about this, but he came in for a split. So that is why the neighborhood now is saying, this is an opportunity for us to say something.
The lot split is the big thing.
The lot split
It
is the
really
deal.
Like, we're talking a lot about parking, but this is really about the lot split.
Right. Because without the lot split, we're not having this conversation.
And that was supported by the civic. The parking was the topic.
But I don't want to belabor this any further, but I guess I would just say to your point on the trash thing, we don't, let me say, I believe it is for, the threshold is 4 units and under, and then 5 units and over.
That's
I
what
just
thought
looked it up,
was.
it is true, it's 4.
Okay, I'd like to call the question, please. Do I hear a motion to approve the project of 376 Woodland Avenue, Planning?
So moved, Edwards.
Edwards is moved. Is there a second? Will has seconded. All those in favor, raise your hand, please. It looks like it's unanimous. Commissioner Lewis has 4 cards.
All right. So let's see, site visit meeting for September is,
It was fourth.
let's see,
Fifth, okay.
huh?
September 5th.
It's the 5th.
Okay.
Looks like we're gonna have a bunch of cases now. We're gonna start with 8:30.
Everything on tonight's agenda is on that meeting, you go along, so okay.
So I currently be in.
8:30, you know the drill.
All right. The next property is 451 Linwood Avenue, BZA 2677, which is to bring the hydrogen compliance to zoning. Is anyone here representing 451 Linwood? All right. So the next property is 1107 East Mount Street, council variance 26-47. And I violated my rule that I created that I stated last meeting. We will open this with a motion to approve, and then we will have discussion. So is there a motion to approve 1107 East Mount Street?
I would approve.
Been moved by Wilbur, is there a second?
Second.
That was the second. All right, we are now open for discussion. Would the owner please come forward and explain what's happening?
Before we start, the applicant for 451 Linwood, did that person know this meeting was gonna happen tonight? Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
Adrian Fredericks is my neighbor.
Excuse me, I have a quick question before you move on. Procedural. New business, is that something you're talking about?
Say again?
Were you discussing new business, this 451 Linwood?
Yes.
Because I live next door, so that's wondering, so you're not going to discuss it tonight?
Not here.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
Please explain why you're here.
Hi, I'm Sakira Williams. I'm the owner of It Takes a Village, Community Learning Center. I'm back. So, I was approved here for a daycare center for variance. So we have a community center part of it. So with that, they have me coming back to get a variance to add the community center part of it to the daycare part. So it's the daycare and it's the community center. Same building, two different things, but they're making me add that variance to it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, because other than that, it will, they had it like under an event hall, and that's not what we are. You know what I'm saying? We are a community center. Everything we do is based on the children there. We do after-school programs. We do behavior health. We do summer camp. That has nothing to do with the daycare. This is its own entity. So with that, they're making me add it because it's still under residential because it was a church. They're not, when I was under the understanding when I rezoned it, I was rezoning it for commercial. But since I didn't know what I was talking about, that wasn't the case. It's still under residential. So this is why I'm back to add a variance for the community center.
Thank you. Any questions from planning? My only question is how's the daycare center?
Absolutely amazing. And even on Saturdays, the kids come on Saturdays. We do free lunch outside. We do the big tic-tac-toes and all the stuff out there for them. We just put a whole game room in there. We just put a computer room for the kids for the after school. We've been putting a lot of work into it, and I thought this part was kind of sucky, but I was just like, oh well, this is what we got to do to add it on. Here I go. I flew in, and here I am.
Any other questions for planning?
So is this the church building on the
Absolutely.
southeast corner of that intersection?
Yeah, me and you
Okay.
was never
I
part
just
of
wanna
it.
make sure I remembered it. Is that what's up on the screen there?
Yep.
Okay.
Because remember we went through with the parking and
Parking off the alley in the back there.
so they gave me parking spots on the side that I still can't use. The residents don't allow me. But that, I was allotted the 4 spots right there. I don't get them, but I don't complain at all. You know, because like I said, you know, we all know over there, so I don't complain.
So along those lines, so you said you're already using the building for community center purposes in
We use it
addition to
outside.
daycare?
No, we use it outside. See that field outside?
Yeah.
So on Saturdays, I like to bring out big things for the kids in the neighborhood to come and do. So inside, we still, you know, have work going on because we was making a game room, this and the third, but outside of it, on Saturdays, we like to come outside. Like I said, I bought big jumbo things. Sometimes, we bring out the bounce houses and all the kids in the neighborhood is more than welcome.
So I just want to understand the thing. It doesn't seem like a controversial case, but so you want to make further changes to the interior of the building? So you're done with the building?
I'm done. And it's awesome.
And you're just going to change what you do with it to include community center purposes in addition to the daycare?
Absolutely.
All right, I got it. Anyone else on zoning have any questions? Back to you.
Any community response to this application?
No, we were for it. The house, the building has been sitting there for a while, has been used by churches, and like I said, nobody was gonna rehab it to a home. I think it's a perfect setting for it and a good use. I'm glad to have it.
I assume you're representing the South of Main Block Watch?
Am I?
All right.
It's running my mouth.
I'm gonna call the question. All those in favor of approving this application, raise your hand, please. Once again, it's unanimous.
All right, you're good. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to do site visit again. Unless the group decides to pass on that. Because we've already seen it and no changes are gonna be made to the outside.
Oh, no.
There isn't really gonna be, I'm just making the argument on one side, not saying what the outcome is, but it seems to me there isn't really anything to look at. What do you think?
Vote for it now.
Yeah, I would second the motion. Did you make a motion to vote now and you seconded it? Seconding the motion. All right, all in favor? All right, zoning is voted in favor. We're gonna save you from the site visit.
Okay.
So it'll go straight to the full commission in September,
Okay,
which will be, let's see, if the 5th is a Saturday, the next Thursday would be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That would be September 10th, right?
yes,
So you need to be back here on September 10th for the full commission meeting to get the final vote on this.
okay,
All right?
So this is just basically usage, then.
What's that now?
Basically usage.
Yes, that's why it's a
Okay,
council
okay.
hearing.
okay, same time,
Yes.
Yes.
6:30, yeah.
6:30. I'll be here.
Okay, great,
Thank
thank
you.
you. So
I
these,
can't wait to see you. Yeah.
we
Okay,
can give the cards back
next
to,
on the agenda is 580 Lilly Avenue. It's requested an informal review because this is a land bank property and it requires review by NEAC approval.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ben Trost, Vice President with Franklinton Rising.
Can we put a pause on this real quick? It's just a point of order. You have to officially table 451 Little.
450.
Yeah,
What do you mean?
Because they didn't show.
I'll entertain a motion to table 451.
Oh, you're right.
So moved, Wilbur.
Second cross.
Everybody
Thank you.
in favor?
So
Unanimous. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I'm back to the presentation.
Okay. Did my,
Do you wanna do a motion to, or point of order, where you entertain a motion and then you listen to the comments?
Yes. Well, this isn't gonna require a vote,
Got it.
so.
great. Did my slideshow make it through or not?
I don't have to.
Okay, that's all right. I'll just go by my notes here. So we are here about 580 Lilly Avenue. We're buying property from the land bank, and that requires a review. Even though we don't have a zoning variance, just a little. Oh, there we go. There's the lot right there next to the White House.
It's the corner lot?
It's the corner lot right
Okay.
there. Little bit about Franklinton Rising. We have the mission to break the cycle of poverty that exists in the lives and communities of the apprentices that we serve. We do workforce development. We bring in Columbus youth, age 17 to 24, to learn the building trades. We do training, we do mentoring, we do driving support. We try and provide as much holistic help for them as possible. Our goal for them is that they would gain skills, both soft skills and technical skills, and that we could help them get a really great job in the building industry in the trade of their choice. And we use these properties as our training ground for that. We build affordable housing. This one is going to be a single family home with a 2-car garage in the rear. And we have 2 locations. We have our original location in Franklinton, and we have, we're working on the Near East side as well. So we have 2 projects going Franklinton, and we try and keep 2 projects going Near East, and that equals about 8 apprentices on each site, so 8 to 10, so it's anywhere from 18 to 20 apprentices at a given time. So 580 Lilly, some stats about it. Single family home, detached garage, 1,765 square feet. It's 21 feet wide, 42 feet long. It'll be a 2-story home, very much matching the existing architecture in the neighborhood. It'll have a front porch, steps up. The rear will be handicap accessible sidewalk from the garage. It'll have a stone foundation. A lot of the foundations in the neighborhood are either stone or brick, so we'll try and match that as well. It's a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath. Like I said, 2-car garage. It will be a training ground for 30 to 40 youth to learn the construction trades. It will be rented as affordable housing in the 60 to 80% AMI range. And like I said, we are purchasing the lot from the land bank. Yes, none of my other slides made it through. I had some site plans and the house plans and the elevations, but that's okay. So we're gonna look from the front, very similar to the white one there, with the, it's got a wide front porch on the front, the windows in the front, and windows down the sides and the rear as well. But that one doesn't have a garage, and we put in a 2-car garage in.
Okay. So my understanding is there are no variances for this particular property. We, as a planning committee, don't necessarily need to vote on it, but the commission will probably need to vote approval of the project. So you would be coming to the September 10th, making the presentation. We'll make sure we have your slides, and then Chair Harris will be with me to speak up.
Sure. September 10th?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Any comments from zoning on this?
I have a comment. Didn't you guys do one last year, the year before? Because I recognize the names.
We built 2 duplexes on Kelton Avenue.
Okay, so is this the first of 2 for this year, or?
Right, we'll be seeking another lot for another start this year.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
I think it's a great thing you're doing.
Okay. Great. All right.
Catherine Bailey has a question.
Yes. With affordable housing and projects such as these, the main issues we've ever had with them is maintenance and education. So you're offering houses to people who never, this is their first opportunity to own a home. I guess it's for ownership or is it?
It's rental.
All right, well, okay. But I'll change my question.
Okay.
Who does your management?
So my boss is actually Adrian Frederick.
Adrian Frederick, who didn't show up here for 451.
I'm gonna mention that. I'm gonna mention that to him tomorrow.
Yes,
when I see him.
Here.
He is hiring a property manager for us. Previously, we did not have one. We did in-house property management
Okay.
for our tenants.
Okay.
And so, he's gonna hire somebody to take care of all that communication. We'll still do some of the work if it needs to be done, or we'll find outside subcontractors.
Because that's the make or break. I've seen nice projects go in.
Yeah.
Next couple of years, it looks like crap.
Yeah.
Because there's nobody's oversight, nobody is, you know.
We do a very thorough walkthrough with our tenants, and we educate them on all the appliances, the furnace, how to change filters,
Right.
What to do with the thermostat, what to do if there's a water leak, where's the shut-off valve, all that stuff. So, we're trying.
And you do it as an educational basis, behind the tenant's responsibility on a rental property? Is that just for educational, purposes for the tenant, if they not know?
Right.
Because it's a
right.
rental property, so.
We're trying to help them
certain things
understand,
shouldn't be under
how everything operates and how to best maintain everything.
Because I've seen too many instances where they'll do something like this and they just plop somebody in the neighborhood. They may have been in 2 or 3 generations of low-income housing. They don't have a clue what it means to live in a neighborhood.
Right.
You don't go in people's lawns. You don't write chalk all up and down the street. You can put it in front of your home, but not if you have to respect people. And that's the component I find missing in a lot of these cases. So in addition to knowing how to run the furnace and the thermostat and all that kind of stuff, they need to understand what does it mean to live in a neighborhood. And respecting other people's property is the big thing. And I'm telling you, people aren't doing it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So even Franklinton wants to stand out as a,
Right.
So thank you very much.
Ms. Bailey, do you think there's an opportunity for Franklinton Rising to partner with South Main for like a welcome to the neighborhood meeting, right? Like you're coming into this home, but it's more than you're coming into the home. You're coming into our community. We want you to come to one of our meetings that we have scheduled. And then you guys can kind of maybe not start that conversation there, but open the door for those future conversations, maybe? I don't know, just an idea. I think it's an opportunity to utilize our civics as you continue to do proper projects in these neighborhoods.
Yes.
Well, I'd be glad if they invite us to us. I'm not running it. If they want to invite us,
Well, what if they come to your meeting, right? Like, what if they partner with their tenants to come to one of your meetings intentionally, right? And you're not just sending the tenant there, but you're saying, hey, we're gonna come with you so that we can introduce you to Ms. Bailey.
Right,
and some
now,
of
I
the
don't have a
others.
problem with that, that's the part I find missing, I mean, just to take care of somebody's physical needs, to put a roof over everybody, I've heard this thing, everybody deserves clean, affordable housing. But y'all know, anybody here lives in an apartment or a house, anything, you got a responsibility to go to it, and that's the part that's missing.
Yep.
Here's somebody's they want their nice house for their kids and all this kind of stuff, kids are running around pulling people's flowers up. Sidewalk chalk I have an issue with. Sidewalk chalk keep in front of your own property. Even going down Brighton Road, somebody hit the entire block, the higher block of the sidewalk chalk, which to me is a clear sign of disrespecting somebody else's property. That's the part that's missing.
And I'm wondering if there could maybe be a conversation or something.
Well, I'm sure I would be glad to, but I'm just saying all of these different Franklinton and everybody else, that needs to be a very strong component to what they do in addition to providing the physical structures. That kind of thing.
And I guess I'll be the last comment on this.
Yes, please.
I think we have to be real careful and not assuming that he's getting people out of the wherever and putting them in a house. Just because you moved into a house newly does not mean that you've never lived in a house before. And I think it'd be really cool if they were invited to be a part of the civic and be a part of the fabric of the neighborhood. But for us to assume deficiency because they're moving into a home built by a company that is trying to provide affordable housing, I think that we don't look like good neighbors if we assume deficiency.
Oh, I'm sure, and we can ask, you could ask.
I don't think we get to do that either.
What?
If he's renting to a person and he's screening, we don't get to say the person is deficient or that they don't know
Honey,
how to live in
listen,
the
I
neighborhood.
lived next door to family from hell for 5 years. And I am telling you, I even tried to work with their social workers, and they told me to leave these people alone. I mean, they were.
It's time to
It's
stop
time
this
to-
discussion.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
All right.
Because usually these are
Moving
people-
along, thank you very much for
Okay.
Thank you,
participating.
everybody.
Thank you.
And you will,
Yeah,
the
but
vote
you're not
will be
living
taken
over
on
there, I
September
am.
10th.
September 10th, okay.
Okay, the next property is 457 Oakwood Avenue, CB 24, 080. Did I mix it up?
Yeah.
547. Dyslexia, it's every once in a while. This is a build a unit dwelling on an R3 residential district. Is there anyone here to represent the owner and or the agent?
They knew about this,
You know, I send emails out to everybody. so- I think, well, it's, let me just do this. We have, 4 properties by the same owner and applicant. They are 547 Oakwood. There is 551 Lily Avenue. There is 1055 Fair Avenue. And finally, 494 South Champion.
Okay, good question. So the person for 1055 Fair isn't here. Is that the same one of the,
Yeah.
one of those four, right? So they're not
Yeah.
here. So would that be tabled? Because that's, I'm here for 1055.
Yeah.
I'm here for 547 as well.
So-
Because he, I guess he's trying
He's just saying,
to change the lot, build the lot, and I live next door.
And they'll take care of it now. I mean, okay, so will this be tabled? I'm only asking.
Yes, but I, actually, because you've shown up, I'm gonna go through each property and let you all, tell us why you're here. And it'll be in the minutes, no?
If it's gonna be tabled, we can't take comments at this time.
There's no vote to table, which means there won't be any hearing for comments.
Doing a real rock is source of water then, aren't we? Yeah, okay. Well, I'm sorry, I would like a motion to, table the following applications. For 547 Oakwood, 551 Lily Avenue, 1055 Fair Avenue, and 494 South Champion. Is there a motion to table?
Move, Ross.
Ross is moved, is there a second? Glover second, all those in favor? It passed unanimously. That is the end of the agenda, folks.
Got a question.
Yes. Now, let's, before we take a question, let's have a motion to adjourn, so we actually finish the business part of the meeting. Is there a motion to adjourn? Wilbur moved, Ross seconded, all those in favor? All right. Now, yes,
So will there be another meeting scheduled for this and we'll?
it'll be at
or whatever,
the September,
another meeting
it'll
scheduled
be at
for
the
those times?
September planning and zoning meeting.
It'll be the next meeting then.
Right, and so that would be the 17th of December.
December 17th?
September.
September.
Yes.
That's football, so what day is that on?
It'll be a Thursday as well.
well.
So there's a Thursday night football you might have to miss.